Hello and welcome to the Gay and Straight Talk podcast. I'm Jonathan,
I'm Paul.
and together we look at life problems and sort of discussions from a gay perspective and a straight perspective. We don't
Over
need to.
opinionated middle-aged
Oh,
men
yes,
waffling nonsense.
marvelous.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately we seem to agree with each other quite a lot, which is like, there's no real gay and straight divide.
Well, maybe this one will do it.
Yeah. Right. Someone has written in and asking the wedding etiquette, general rules of engagement for being invited to a wedding. And that got us to discuss with regards to gifts.
Hmm.
I think a registry, a gift registry, is a really useful thing. If you're a new couple, but you only need so many toasters. If you're
Yeah.
most couples nowadays have sort of got a household already, so they've got the toaster, they've got the microwave, they've got they don't necessarily need a china set for entertaining. It serves 12 people. Marvelous. Most people don't have a dining room big enough to cover that.
Don't have dining rooms
They
anymore.
don't have dining rooms anymore. Well, you've got a bloody travelator thing in yours.
Love it. Love it. It's my Art Deco. That's what it is.
Yeah. It used to be that if you're a couple that's been invited, the minimum gift spend is £50 for two people. I think that may have gone up a little bit.
Where is that? Just like an unwritten rule?
Yeah, because I mean, so on the gift registry, so you normally start from like 25.
Well, I find it mad. Like it's the only weddings anyway. Going to upset everyone. I think they're a massive waste of time. I think it's just a day of look at me, look at me. I don't want to look at you. I already know what you look
It's
like.
a celebration. I mean,
Yeah, but people have been together for ages. Do you know what I mean? Like they've been together. We already know you're a couple. Congratulations, well done for not breaking up and sticking with each other. Now you want to put a bit of metal on each other's fingers. All right, you do your thing. But why have I got to take a day out of my life to watch it happen? So when I say I'm all right, I won't come. No, I'm not up for it. I'm like the bad guy.
No, you're not. No. I mean, I think that the etiquette works on both sides. People are, if you've sent an invitation, it's an invitation to come. It's not an insistent you have to come.
What is it? The RSVP.
If you RSVP, no, say unfortunately not. Send a card. Congratulations on your upcoming nuptials. But if you don't attend the wedding, you don't need to buy them a gift.
I wouldn't buy him a gift. If see, that's the
So,
mad bit. It's like,
but-
all right, we're getting married. You're not coming, but you're still going to buy us a gift.
No, you don't. You don't have to buy a gift if you're not
Oh,
going.
mate, I wouldn't do that anyway.
And the general cost of it used to be around about 50. If there's a couple going, the minimum spend for the couple was 50 quid. When Rob
I've
and I
never heard that. Honestly, I've never heard that.
Well, I used to be a wedding coordinator, so when I was at university.
Yeah, but as a guest, it's like, how would you know that?
Well, because it's
an unwritten rule?
It's sort of that's a courtesy thing. It's like if you arrive as a guest to a wedding, you wear a shirt and tie if you're a bloke, and you wear a nice frock that isn't white if you're a girl. So that is that they are the general rules of engagement. If you're in there does seem to be a bit of an explosion where in America, starting from America with like these old bridezillas where I say it's my year of getting married, so I've got my sort of my weddings, my bridal sparkle. I've got my hen party weekend, which is going on holiday. The stag do's end up going overseas and blah blah blah, and then they have the big wedding, and then they have a 2 or 3 week honeymoon. It just seems to be an over-egged thing. I mean, it is a celebration, and I give that. I mean, when Rob and I got married, we were just going to go to the registry office and us and two mates and do it, and then we discussed it. And we thought, well, maybe we should invite the parental units, and then if we only
Just
did
kept
if we only
growing and
did two
growing.
friends doing the witnesses, then the other friends would be a little.
Well, that's
bit
what
upset.
that's my bother. It's like weddings are very look at me, but then they become about the consideration of everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to do it with what you want to do, and I think with regards to weddings, I think you're fully entitled to have a child-free wedding, and people that
Yeah.
whine about,
Yeah,
I can't bring my child. or I can't bring my therapy goose with me. And I think, sorry,
You should be allowed to
so
bring your
you've been
therapy goose.
invited. This is the stage place: child free and a goose free or therapy pet.
I don't know. I like geese.
So sort of zone. So it's you're being invited. You're not being insisted to come, but we want to. If people, and ours was child free. We didn't say it was a child free, but
Just selected
there was
people
only
who had
one
no
person
children.
that was invited that has a child, and she knew full well not
How
to
you already felt about children.
well, it was my goddaughter. So,
Yeah.
so it's an invitation. It's not an insistence. You don't
No,
have to
I
go.
know a guy who was, I think probably last year, was invited to a wedding, and the wedding did say no children, and he was really put out by it. Like, well, what do you mean no children? Why can't children go? And I was like, calm down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you know, they don't want that on their day.
Well, because a child will create.
And his kids are tearaway monsters. Do you know what I mean? It's
No,
like he just sees that he can take them places, and everyone else will look after him.
Yeah, and that's
no one else wants that.
yeah, no, exactly. Because we had a podcast about it previously about parents and shit kids,
Yeah.
or shit parents and shit kids. So I didn't want kids, and I wouldn't want kids. Kids will disrupt. You'll have if you've got a baby in arm. Oh, is there no? But the moment it starts creating, if someone's saying their vows, the last thing they want to do is be diverted because they're front and center
Yeah.
saying their vows, and you've got a kid, and then all the attention goes on the kid.
Yeah.
And
Time and a place, and
yeah, so I think you have to be firm with these things, but some people just get married because they haven't got anything better to do.
It's a bit of an expensive thing.
You know, you can. I say Rob's dad was a musician, a jazz musician, and he used to do sort of weddings and things like that. And he said the more people spend on the wedding is the less it shows how quickly the marriage is going to end.
Mhm.
When Rob and I got married, we ended up it had 40 people. We spent £2,000 because I was working for Manchester Evening News writing a column, and I got that I was in touch with someone that did the food and drink section, and we got sort of a deal at a new restaurant that they did a review at. So we had an unlimited wine offer, which is more of a challenge to quite a lot of our friends. And so 3-course meal, cocktails to start, canapes to start.
Blimey.
We had the last wedding in the Manchester Town Hall, so it was later in the afternoon. Had the photos out in Albert Square. Went straight to the venue. Had a couple of cocktails, canapes, and then sat down for a meal. No disco. Buggered off at 10. That was
Perfect.
it. It was great. We spent £2,000 and we got £8,000 in gifts.
Whoa.
Might
as well get married every week.
Because we just said, look, we've got everything. If you want to buy anything, John Lewis vouchers.
Right. See, that's the thing I've always found. Like when you shop for presents for anyone for any other reason, you know, you can ask someone, you know, say, oh, I could really do with some new whatever. But it doesn't mean they're going to get it yet. Whereas it's sort of like at a wedding, you went, you know, it's like, oh, here's the list, here's the website, log on.
Well, yeah.
See what you want to buy us, and everyone's bought the cheaper stuff, and you're left with heavy stuff. And you're like,
I know that, but the thing is, it's vouchers work really well. We put a bit towards the honeymoon, and which we paid. The honeymoon we spent £6,000 on. So we spent more on our honeymoon than we did the wedding, because we went to San Francisco for 2 weeks. So, and sort of lived it up. It was great. But so we got £8,000. So basically the wedding and honeymoon paid for itself. But John Lewis vouchers was fine. And people, because no one's going to buy you go to a wedding and give you a £20 voucher, are they?
Stick it in a card.
And this was back 15 years ago.
I'm a one-trick pony. I'll get you a card and I'll buy you a bottle of Moët.
Yeah.
And that's it. I've done the same since I was about 18. But now I don't go to weddings because they're so boring. It's great you want to do it, and it's great that you've got a day for it, and it's great that that's part of your life and your practice. But I'm not coming.
Weddings are all about, for the guests, hanging around.
Yeah, I'm also not religious, and a lot of obviously it's steeped in religion, a lot of it, so I'm
Well,
not.
ours isn't. Ours
The
wasn't.
best wedding I've ever been to was actually an Egyptian wedding, and I
Yeah.
just got absolutely leathered for a week because it was a week-long wedding,
Wow.
and the groom and the bride and the families and whatever, everything's free. So when you walk in the room, just the middle of the tables were just full of like alcohol. There was cartons of cigarettes for people who smoked. Like everything was just.
Yeah.
So the women had days by themselves, the men had days by themselves, and then it all sort of works its way together. And
Yeah.
the sort of last couple of days is this big blowout.
Brilliant.
It was amazing. It was like an all-inclusive holiday just round the corner from my house.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I loved that. But that was when I was 18. And, and then I went to a Catholic wedding and I was like, my God,
It's
what a
so
difference.
free and long. But it's all about waiting around, and then it's all about the bride getting the photos right and this. And you can understand the brides get like, I need it to be perfect. I need it to look this. I need the white swans. I need an owl to deliver the sort of the rings. And it's just
Horse and carriage. And,
yeah.
I mean,
So
it's nice if that's what you want, but it is a bit
well, it's
weird,
just
isn't
like
it?
it's a
Like
lot to
when people lose weight for a wedding,
yeah.
it's like, well, you're going to pile it back on. You
Mm.
know, like when people go, oh, look at that wedding dress. I'd love to be able to fit into that. Like, well, you did because you dropped a ton of weight for it, and then you just piled it back. It's like everybody goes out of the way to become someone they're not for a day.
Yeah. Well, they want to be that picture perfect princess, and I
Be
get
yourself.
and I get I think a lot of people get stumped into it, but on the on the perspective of a guest, the etiquette is you can RSVP no, don't try to put demands on them. You're being if they're saying child free, it's child free. Stop kicking off. If you can't find childcare, you're being given 6 to 8 months notice. It's not as
See,
though
that's
it's like
what's
2
horrible.
weeks notice.
That is what's horrible about a wedding. Is it's not something I can just go, oh, sorry, I can't. I've got to do this that day.
Well, no, you can. You can quite easily say you can come up with a polite excuse.
Oh no, now I don't need an excuse.
yeah.
But you know, back in the day, what I'm saying is with local things, it's sort of like I can't because I've got to do this. I can't because I've got to do that. I can't because I promised to be here.
I mean, 'cause
But with
ultimately,
weddings, it's so far in the future.
because I think people do it as a cash grab for presents. And it is. I mean, it is. The more people you get there, the more presents you're going to get. That's
It's nuts when you're like inviting people and you've not seen them for 25 years. Like, oh, this is my third cousin. So it's like,
yeah. I would say it's all right. I've not met you again. I'm probably not going to see you at Aunt Dot's funeral, and that will be the last time I'll see
Yeah.
you. So
So do you reckon? All right then. So is that why people, do you think, invite so many people to weddings? It's for what they can get out of it. Like they put the minimum amount of
I
money
think
in for the
there's
meals.
a certain
and,
element of that. Also, there's a certain element of the bride and groom's parents showing off because they want to invite as many
Yep,
people.
I have been in a crowd, I suppose, and there was a dude sat there, and he went, "Not as good as our Rachel's wedding." I've
Yeah.
never forgotten that. So it's like a
Because
competition in the family.
it is a competition. It's like how much can you spend? Because the whole traditional thing is that bride's parents pay for it.
Well, yeah, there's a dude I work with, and he's paying for his daughter's wedding in May.
Yeah,
Even though she works in media, and a fella works as a lighting tour guy, so he goes and does all the lighting and arrangements for bands.
yeah.
They're minted, but he's traditional, so he's like, I'm paying for my daughter's wedding.
I mean, a friend's nephew and niece, they were given 50 grand each for their weddings. That was for the so
Who's just got money sitting there where they can then go, oh, here's 50 grand each, by the way, and I'm all right. It doesn't impact. Well, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, sometimes it is how the other half live. I mean, I come from a comfortable background, but then came from a comfortable background that went very uncomfortable very quickly when my mother remarried, number 2, and then
should you get married again?
Hmm?
Should you get married again? Do you think you should? Or you do it, and if it doesn't work, that's it?
I think you can get married again if you want.
Yeah. But what about you and your principles? Do you think it should
I
you
don't
should
think
be
I
the
would-
right partner?
I think say if Rob passed away, I wouldn't get married again.
No.
I mean, I think if one of those situations comes in, we didn't have a big blowout wedding. We had a great wedding, which because
What about renewing vows? You got a
we thought about it, and we were thought about doing that for a 10-year. So we were looking at booking a country house in Scotland for get a gang of people for a week and we'll just have a celebration. And then we worked out it was spending like 15 grand. And I thought, I'm not spending that much. I'm not spending more.
I love you,
on,
mate, but not that much.
yeah. It's a nice thing to do, but we're not poor, but we're not loaded.
15 grand to renew vows.
15 grand to
yeah.
do that. I could get myself a new car.
That's what I mean.
Um,
All I ever do with values is go, could have my kitchen done for that.
yeah.
Could get a new car for that.
I love our house. Whereas our house now is perfect, though, exactly the way we want it. But a lot of people spend 40 to 50 grand on a wedding.
It's
Back
nuts.
20, 30 years ago, people were spending for an average wedding 15 to 25.
Yeah, well, my uncle, I remember when I was, I would have been young, maybe 13 at best. And my uncle got married, and at the time that was like a load of money had been poured into it, and I'd say it was about a 16 grand wedding or something mad, which is nothing now, but back then it was like, whoa, what are you doing? You're going to get Lionel Richie to sing or something.
I think if you've got the money and you want to spend it, but knowing how the cost of living everything is nowadays, I'm very sensible. I mean, there's some things that I'm a bit stupid with, like going to an expensive restaurant or something like that. But for a one-off party, I'm not going to spend a huge amount.
I don't know. There's something in me that's never quite got the point of a wedding. I think I'm just
It's a
not
celebration.
soft
It's
enough.
a celebration of a union, and it's a celebration of a union between two families.
Well, all right then. All right. Well, there's another bit then. Fair enough.
Two families getting together, and it's the celebration. It's like this is a celebration that these families in the union are getting together. So you've got the bride and the groom, and the thing is, it becomes a very much one-upmanship for the families. They say, well, we need to have the same amount of people on our thing. That's why they invite like the mother's best mate.
Yeah, but you see what I mean, though. It's just all a mess. Like the weddings I've always appreciated are when a couple of people go, we're going to go and get married in the Dominican. Anyone coming? It's £5,000 a ticket, and everyone's like, no. It's like they've done that on purpose. You know what I mean? They want to go get married. They're already on the honeymoon.
I think there's a lot of
it's just them two.
But I think there's quite a lot of entitlement. People say, well, I'm going to get married overseas and I want my bestie there. And I think like your bestie needs to pay £3,000 to go there. Can they afford that? And can your bestie afford to do the hen party or the stag do when you have to put your hand in your pocket? And a lot of these hen do's and things like that, all the sort of other people in that the bridal party are expected to pay for the bride, so the bride feels like a princess.
See, all that sounds mental to me. All I had in my head was a couple of people go, should we get married? Yeah, okay. Where should we do it? Dominican. Brilliant. Let's price it out so nobody can come. So we're at least, we can just do what we want. We get cracking pictures. We're already on the honeymoon. It's all inclusive. We'll get snotted. A lot of these people that
do the overseas ones do the overseas one, because if they book there and they can get all these people in there, then their accommodation is free.
Wow.
So that's why sometimes if you have these country house weddings, country house hotel weddings, if they book the wedding out, they can say, right, you'll get a discounted.
It sounds horrible then, because it's what can we do where we have a great time and get a load of benefit out of a load of things and get a load of money off a load of gifts off a load of people, have a great honeymoon suite, and we'll do it all. So ultimately, we get loads of stuff for free at other people's expense.
There was a Reddit post on one of these wedding drama sections, which I sometimes sort of dip into. And there was this bride that got really upset that she'd invited all these people to go to the wedding and got this hotel wedding. And they'd all said, yes, yes. And she was, oh, great. She sent all the hotel links and everything, but no one booked the hotel. They booked the hotel across the road.
Yeah.
Because it was cheaper. And she was saying, well, no one's booked the hotel. And I said, well, no, it's too expensive. We've booked across the road, so we just have to walk across. But you need to book this hotel. I said, well, we can't afford to book that hotel. Because you've done this wedding over, you've got like they had a Friday evening meal, the wedding on the Saturday, and the evening and the wedding breakfast and the party, and then they had the brunch on the Sunday, and the bride and the groom had booked this hotel, which was like super, super expensive, and everyone had booked the hotel across the road. And because the thing is, ultimately, then the bride and groom have to pay for the food, the drink, all that sort of thing. And I said, "Oh, so why has no one booked the hotel?" And everyone was responding, "Because it's too expensive." Well, we'll have to cancel if you don't book then. Okay, just
Alright.
let us know where we're going then.
Yeah. Yeah, it is bonkers because it's somebody else's decision that then costs you a lot of money if
Yeah.
you go. And then, like you say, people can feel like the noses are pushed out of joint if you don't do everything that they want, like the bridezillas. It's
Mm.
like, look, you want to do it, but why are you doing it? Are you just after having a great time for a couple of days, or do you actually want to marry that person you're with?
Well, I think a lot of the time people just get swept away with the whole wedding shiz, and I think that's
Well, all right, you've got those lists that you're talking about, like the wedding lists with all the gifts on and what have you. What if you didn't want to get somebody one of them gifts? If, like me, if it was like, look, you get what you're
give 'em
given.
money. No, you don't give them don't give someone a gift unless it's to eat or drink.
Well, it would be. It'd
Oh, in
always be
your
a bottle of
idea, yeah,
Moe, always,
a bottle of Moe.
or a bottle of Bolly if it's on offer.
Yeah,
It's always the same because it's like I'm not going to buy them something for the house. I hate being bought things for my house because I will never use it because it's my
unless it's on
house.
the wedding gift list.
Unless it was on a list, yeah, obviously. But if like I looked at, I remember, God knows how long ago now, maybe 8 years. There was an invite to a wedding. There was a link. Click on the link. There's all these things on there, and the cheapest thing. 'Cause I was like late to looking at the list. The cheapest thing on there was about 80 quid. I'm not spending 80 quid on you.
We don't have to buy a gift. I mean,
Mm.
but it's like a bit imprudent if you don't. But I mean, it's normal thing if it's.
Yeah, but I'm not going without just so I can get them something they've demanded just because
No.
they decided to get
No,
married.
it's just then a
It's so
bottle of
weird.
Moet is that's all you need to do then.
Yeah.
Just a bottle of Moet and then be done with it.
Yeah, job's a good one with that.
But I think that could be fair. But people will be
I think there's an odd etiquette for weddings that you couldn't apply in other avenues of life.
no.
Like when it's like, oh, by the way, it's Paul Appreciation Day on July the 14th, and here's a list of all the gifts that I want. People will be like, I'm not buying you anything. He's like, well, why not? What's the difference? It's just I'm appreciating myself.
But I think everyone gets the more you spend on the wedding, the less likely the marriage will last. That's the safe.
Is that the rule? Is it?
Well, I mean, that's
yeah, because otherwise you're marrying for love and you don't need money for love.
No.
Whereas if you're marrying to show off, well, why are you trying to show off?
Yeah, everyone was thought like, when I got married, it was going to be spending a fortune. In fairness, no one had to put a hand in the pocket for anything. So they didn't have to pay for any drinks, any food, or there was nothing and no one needs to. Well, yeah, some people needed to get a room. It's in Manchester but then we had it on the same weekend as Pride. So a lot of my friends were gay and they enjoyed the weekend in Manchester.
Well, chances are they might have been heading there anyway.
Yeah. So, but we gave enough time for people to put their hotels and everything. And yeah, it for us. We had a really good day and it was great.
So if you could get it done cheaper, would you renew your vows? Like, is the idea
Probably
there, or
not.
is it just like, forget it, we're good? It's the same thing.
I think so. It seems a bit indulgent.
It is.
Yeah, I think we thought, oh yeah, it'd be a really good thing. But at the time, we were both working in decent paid jobs. I thought, oh yeah, it'd be kind of fun to get all the friends together and la 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 la. But then we thought, wow, I'd much prefer to spend it rather than spend the money on friends enjoying themselves. I'd much prefer to spend it on ourselves.
Absolutely,
to enjoy ourselves. I just do it on Bragg Book. My God, it's amazing! Oh, we're so worth it. So, dear listeners, what do you think about wedding etiquette? Do you think it's a can of worms, or they should just spend until you run out of money and then spend a bit more? Please do let us know. We're on all social media platforms at Gay and Straight Talk. This is Jonathan signing off.
And Paul signing off.
Bye-bye.